Aries, May 24th through the 31st. All right, let's get into this. Undertow, King of Wands, all right, looking good. You're already showing up at the bottom of the deck. So this week too, and I've been getting this for you last few weeks. It just feels like I know what I want. I know what I need. I know what to do. And this week is continuing with make the call, send the message, do your thing. You're aligned this week. Take advantage of that with the King of Wands this week. Trust yourself. This is where you're speaking from the heart. You're going after what you want. You're very magnetic, with this here. It's like, there's no saying no to an energy like this, especially a King of Wands. Now, you could be connecting with an Aries, Leo, Sag this week, another fire sign. It just seems like maybe you're feeling more connected or more noticed, more seen this week. And that's part of the alignment. That's part of getting what you want. All right, so let's break down the week. I'll also look at Aries through Pisces and see their feelings or any actions for you this week too. So stay tuned to that at the end of your reading. So right now, I'm going to pull the cards. You have Six of Wands. Six of Wands is the energy that you're starting out the weekend right now. Maybe how things have really been going, some little wins here. Feeling good, feeling like people are noticing you, feeling like people are seeing you. This is a week of some achievements happening. So pay attention to all the wins coming in. If you feel like something's been challenging you in your life or someone's been challenging you, this is where, you know what, I'm going to step above this and I'm going to move forward. And you may get some reward this week. If you've been challenged at work or you've been fighting for something or someone, this week it just feels like you're on top of your game. And this is also a status change. So some of you could, be more important at work, right? Or you could be more important in a relationship. A relationship is being talked about in public. This is, we're changing our status on social media, things like that. But you're the hero of your story this week. And this is just a reminder to focus on, keep on showing up every day, no matter what, because it is all working for you right now behind the scenes. And sometimes we can get caught up in what other people think or paying attention to what's really going on around and getting in our head and not reading the cues, not seeing that people are looking at you. People see you. People want to be you, right? People might be a little intimidated by you too, because when you walk in a room, it's just, with this energy, it's like, I'm boss here, right? I'm in charge. I know what I'm doing type of attitude. So let's pull out the rest of the cards. So this is, if you want to look at it as a daily Sunday, then you have Monday, you have the Six of Pentacles. Tuesday, we have the Moon card. Wednesday, we have the Nine of Cups. And I'll pull them out as I go through. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the Eight of Pentacles. Friday, the Two of Cups. And then Saturday, to wrap it up, we have we got to wrap it up with the Three of Swords. All right. So let's see what's going on here. I'm going to put that right here for now, and we can go back to that. All right. So, overall, you can see how lucky you are this week. The Nine of Cups is showing up right in the center. I do see here that you may start to question things here with the Moon card. It seems like there's a lot going on around behind the scenes, and you have a surprise coming in this week. One I swear you won't see coming. All right. It's like, I feel like something's going on. I feel like, like this could happen around Tuesday if you want to look at it by days, but I look at it like it could be the whole week. A conversation. Somebody wants to talk about commitment this week. Somebody wants to put more effort into a relationship here. We see being supported. There is some energy here of receiving some money or asking for a raise or getting a raise and getting a promotion. So for those of you worried about career, money, or anything like that, that is coming through this week, where it looks like you may have a new job, new commitments. Somebody really is happy with your work. Somebody talking to you this week about your work, your performance. So everything's aligned. So if you've got something to say at work or to somebody at work this week, it is saying go for it, because it seems like they're hearing you, they see you, and they value you. All right, they value your skills. Now, on a love situation, though, I see like there could be a surprise when it comes to you know, a relationship, you know, a relationship that's continuing to grow. And this could be somebody that you work with, but there is something building here. And it feels close. It feels close to home. It feels like, you know, with this Eight of Pentacles here, like somebody here really wants to, you know, get closer to you, get closer to your family, get closer to your people, understand you a lot more. And you may not even see this coming with that moon card, but it feels like something in your emotions on Tuesday might be telling you something. You might be like, I just know, you know, and you could get caught up too, fearing, you know, like I know something's coming. I know there seems like something's changing. Somebody's not being 100% transparent with me. You know, everything feels good, but I'm questioning things. And this is by like, maybe by Wednesday, if you want to look at it like that, there could be some revelation about somebody here that really desires to be around you, connect with you. And, you know, if you have something you need to get off your chest too, about feelings too, this looks like a good week too, for you to express yourself to somebody else. When it comes to how you feel about somebody. And to me, it feels like somebody here also that you work with, or a friend, or somebody that you've been kind of invested in, you've been wanting to talk to, you know, they're going also with this moon card. They're in their feelings, trying to figure out, you know, what they want to say, what to do with this feeling that they may be having. But it feels like regardless, they're being pulled to express themselves because they just can't get enough of you, can't get enough of you. I don't know. And you just feel so familiar. And there's something about you that when they're around you this week, you just, you know, I'm also getting that somebody may be around you, pay attention. They may be trying to be around you more and acting kind of nonchalant, like they're just doing their job, or they're just being normal, acting normal, but they're happy as shit to see you or be around you. And they may even ask, you may have a date, you know, by Friday, you may be, or just feeling like you're talking more to somebody. And, you know, this is conversation that opens doors. This is a conversation that deepens things. Now, Saturday, we have the Three of Swords. So Saturday could just be a mental day. It could be a day where, you know, you're questioning things, right? Or you're trying to figure out how not to get hurt, or if you're worried about this situation, or is this situation gonna, you know, change things, right? You also may be talking to somebody that has disappointed you on this day. And this could actually be a day of reconciliation with all these energies here. So let's pull one more card for this Three of Swords. Why is the Three of Swords showing up for you on Saturday? And I'm seeing Four of Cups, all right? So it does feel like not knowing what to do, feeling a little bit withdrawn, but I do feel like this is more about you being protective of your own self, and maybe just sitting with what's going on this week, because it looks like you could have a really good week, and it could be surprisingly so good that you may get very protective of yourself. Like, is this truly happening, or do I need to doubt this? Do I need to second guess? Do I need to pull away? Do I need to separate a little bit? I don't want to get hurt. Now, this can also be an energy that you might be dealing with somebody in your life that has nothing to do with the rest of the week. But on Saturday, it feels like somebody doesn't know what to do with their feelings. All right. And so if you do feel like somebody's pulling away a little bit, or you feel like you're pulling away a little bit, I do feel this is asking you just to kind of sit with what's coming up for you. All right. Because you just had something really good happen this week, and it's coming together. And it feels like somebody may be second guessing something they said, you know, but that does not determine the outcome. So let's pull one more, you know, for that to help you out. And I see the Queen of Cups. So I'm just getting sit with your feelings on Saturday about what's come up this week. To me, it feels like, is this too good to be true? So let's look at Aries through Pisces and see for each zodiac sign their feelings maybe, and what possible actions towards you this week. Now, this could also be with a feminine energy in your life. There could be a friend, a sister, a mother, a bestie, a girlfriend, you know, and it's all about processing. And this is, you know, you're fallen, or they're fallen, and somebody's being very protective of their heart. Aries through Pisces. So what to expect from each zodiac sign this week? I do see expansion, right? You have the Sun card, right? So this is showing falling in love, things growing. There is things happening for you. There is a really good energy right now. And also, by the time we get to, I think, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, you know, that reminds me too that that's the full moon energy right there for you. And so that makes sense now why I was pulling that up for you, why that would be coming out. That full moon, you know, worrying about things, or, you know, just learning to trust what's coming up. So Aries, I see eyes on you and mesmerized. You and another Aries this week. So making signs, making contact with another Aries. Somebody, another Aries wants to, you know, they see you. You're being seen. They're very attracted. And this is also you too. Like you may be falling in love this week. Maybe, you know, and this is what's happening is you're starting to get feelings of, I just don't want to get hurt again. You know, I'm bringing somebody closer to my home. I'm really deepening my connection. I'm deepening my feelings and I can't stop it, you know. So eyes and mesmerized, you are in the spotlight right now when it comes to another Aries. Now you may notice them glancing at you, looking at you, wanting to see you, right? It could just be a, hey, I want to see you. I want to see what's going on. So keep your eyes open this week too. Now, Taurus, I am seeing that you may be up against some blocks and obstacles, and I will be honest with you that Mars and Taurus can make it seem like they're just taking their sweet ass time, you know, and it really does slow things down. Mars and Taurus doesn't like to move fast, and so your Taurus here, you know, you got some blocks, you have some obstacles, but that doesn't mean that you can't break through them. You know, you may find yourself, you know, frustrated a little bit, but remember the little wins. You have the Six of Wands energy here, which is saying, you know, I want to see you, you know, but there's always something in the way, or there's something that I've got to do, or there could be external other relationships, whatever going on. Right. But this is definitely somebody here who's determined, right? And they know what to do, but just something is always getting in the way. All right. So continue moving forward with the Taurus. It's going to be a little challenging this week. Gemini, all right, Gemini in a great energy, all right? So you guys doing probably well this week. It seems like what you want, what you get, all right? They see you, they want this, they're very attracted to you, feel very pulled towards you. And maybe even can't stop thinking about you, especially with this manifestation card here. It's like, you know, you got me, you got it, you know, I'm fixated on you. I really want to make this happen. So this week, expect little wins, good things with a Gemini. Cancer, I see friends, fun, and support. So maybe there is sort of a friend zone right now, you know. There's hope there, though. You know, it's like we are connected. We hang out. You might be hanging out with a Cancer. They might think of you as a friend, more of a friend than anything right now. But it doesn't mean that there's not potential for this to grow. It could be I'm just trying to figure out my feelings right now. And if you're, you know, trying to reconcile with the Cancer, this is, I want to be friends first, you know, let's hang out, get together, and just see where things go, you know, and take it one day at a time. For some of you single, you know, I always tell you to listen to this portion, because this is somebody also that could be trying to connect with you through friends and wants to get to know you more. Like I said up here, I want to get to know you. I want to come in and I want to be around you more so I can see what's going on. I'm feeling something growing. So be mindful of this. Even if you're just friends, this could be the ticket, the golden ticket. Leo, lots of passion with Leo this week, all right? Wanting you, desiring you, connecting with you, hot for you. You're definitely on fire. You and Leo could have some really good times this week. There's nothing about you that they are not proud of, right? They just look at you and you are top shelf. Virgo, you have lots of communication or incoming communication with the Virgo this week, right? It's like, let's talk. You know, you might be surprised at what they have to say. So check your inboxes when it comes to a Virgo. Libra, dream big, all right? So Libra, there's more than you realize going on with the Libra. Maybe some of you are like, this is hopeless, or I'm never gonna see this, or this is never gonna happen in my lifetime, or whatever. But it seems like a Libra, you know, is flying back around, coming back around this week. Right. I love the little planes. Remember making those? Scorpio, wishes coming true this week with a Scorpio. So deepening your connection with the Scorpio, wanting to be more family connected. So maybe there is family there. Maybe there is friends, family, or something around family and friends that's uniting you guys, bringing you guys closer together. Sagittarius, there's a lot of love building up between you and a Sagittarius, right? So you get that full moon, right? And so some truth coming out about love and falling in love and feeling, you know, you guys have a deep soulmate connection. Capricorn, we do see some confusion this week with a Capricorn. You know, they just don't know what they want. They're genuinely unclear. I don't feel like they're playing games with you. But there's just a lot of confusion, maybe too much going on right now. It's one of these things where it's like, I want to respond to you. You know, I write things out. I want to say things, but every time I do, it comes out wrong, or, you know, whatever's going on between the two of you, it just seems like I just can't quite gather my shit, right? So just be mindful of that. That does not mean that they're not intentional. It just could be a lot of noise that they just can't figure out. All right, so that was Capricorn. Aquarius, I see, watch out for them not being completely honest with you this week. Pay close attention. You know, they may be just acting nonchalant around you. Again, you're giving off an energy here that you know what's going on, right? You got it going on. And they may be intimidated with you, right? With this energy. Maybe you're getting other people's attention. I just feel like they're not being 100% authentic with you. I would take a closer look, make sure that they're not pulling a fast one on you. Pisces, I see happily ever after with a Pisces. So this could be the first step onto a new path with a Pisces. You know, and again, you have that home, coming home type of energy with the Pisces this week, right? It's like, let's get together. Let's try and make this happen. And I love you guys. All right, Taurus, May 24th through the 31st. Let's see what's coming through this week. Let's start with the overall energy theme of the week. And I have the Six of Cups. All right, good start. All right, this week, you know, this is not a small week for you. This is love coming through. Maybe a conversation with somebody, getting together with somebody, just feeling good around somebody, somebody reaching out to you. This could be, you could be feeling like reaching out to somebody else. You're just feeling a certain way. Feels like this week you are giving off a good energy. So reciprocation, people feeling warm and welcome around you. You are, you know, you got some real new friend, maybe a new acquaintance coming in as well, making plans. And if you have plans this week, it just does feel like, you know, I feel connected with the right people. I feel like everybody's following through for me. Now, you could also feel very nostalgic this week, and overall just start thinking about your past, start thinking about your childhood, start thinking about the things you've done in the past, and, you know, maybe how you want to apply them into your life now, bring them back into your life, whether it's experiences you've had. And somebody may be having experiences or memories of experiences they've had with you. And, you know, you may get a random phone call this week. You know, somebody here feels like they don't know what to do, you know, without you, or they're having a hard time hanging on. And maybe you're the first person somebody feels like reaching out to you when things are getting tough. All right. So let's see how this plays out. Right now, the Page of Cups, right? So in your energy, like I said, love, right? We're seeing possibly a new person this week, and you may be just in a good energy where you're feeling softer, you're feeling more open, flirtatious. You know, you want something real, you want to connect with somebody. Maybe you feel like opening up to your partner or person this week, and, you know, really just being loving and loving on them. I just love the Page of Cups right now. It just feels perfect for this energy. It seems like you have more influence than you realize with this energy. You just must be giving off a great vibe, like love me, love me, love me, love me. I'm getting songs today. Love me, love me. And so you may hear from somebody, like I said, this could be a week for some of you too, that you're just feeling a certain way about somebody and it's being reciprocated. Like you could be connecting with a friend that you haven't talked to in a while and you just feel like, wow, I didn't see you like this before. They're showing up differently and they've grown, um or they've just gotten out of a relationship and you run into them and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we're good, let's see where this goes, right? Maybe we realize there's an opportunity here. So let's look at the rest of the week. We do have a full moon coming up, and plus I'll look at Aries through Pisces and see your person's feelings and maybe possible actions this week. All right. So here it is. There's the nostalgia. I am seeing here that it's like, you know what? I need to let something go. I need to stop worrying about something, and you do have a lot going on this week. We have the Emperor card. I do see a lot of work, energy, you showing up, you being boss, you and your money, whatever you're asking for. It looks like, a job position or something new. I'm always going to throw this in during these weeklies, just some of the things that I'm showing up in life. It seems like some of you could be taking on a new job, or a boss could be asking you to take on more responsibilities, or a father and son. So there might be a moment this week where you are around somebody, a child, or talking to somebody, talking to a father, talking to somebody about money, and maybe even a gift from a masculine energy in your life. But this does represent a new job, maybe a new opportunity, maybe a new project, a lot going on. All right, somebody could be thinking about you while they're working, and this is also another energy that's coming through, like maybe I made the wrong decision about something from the past, and this is where you're seeing somebody here really missing you and not knowing what to say. So that is very strong this week. It's like, I can't do this on my own. I need you. All right. So somebody really needs their Tauruses. And maybe, this is the week where you got that Page of Pentacles there. It's like, look, can we start somewhere? Can we figure this out? Maybe compromise, connect, a mutual understanding here when it comes to responsibilities. So it could be a marriage thing with children, where it's like, maybe we can work something out and really try and figure out, because neither of us are happy and I'm really missing you. Maybe missing your support, missing your help. All right. Somebody feels like their life's not complete without you. And I see the Hermit card as we're getting towards the weekend, and Saturday you have the Ace of Pentacles, right? This is perfect for you. So you are seeing a lot around something new coming into your life. Mars is in your sign right now, so that does make it does seem, that it fits perfectly, where you may get that phone call, that job you're looking for, the right people coming into your life. They're feeling it. You're the Emperor showing up. You're the one that has the skills, can do it, responsible, right? So you are pulling in here. This is even maybe purchasing something, buying something, and a fresh start with somebody that's at long distance. So you could be connected to a long distance relationship, and or somebody planning to travel. It's been a while. I haven't talked to you for a while. So this weekend could be the weekend where somebody reaches out to you that you haven't talked to for a long time. I'm getting Aries and Virgo. And I am seeing possibly a couple people showing up in your life this week too. You may have an introvert, you may have an extrovert. You also may have moments where you're feeling more introverted than extroverted, maybe around the weekend too, kind of contemplating, some of you wanting to make a serious new move, reinvent yourself, or this unexpected opening here that's happening. It might be leading you to move or travel. All right. So you could be asking for a better deal. You could be asking for more money, new position, or you could be asking yourself what would be best for you. A long journey, a long travel. So a lot going on this week with you personally, internally. I just feel like, you know, things are becoming more clear and you're becoming more confident in yourself and more magnetic about your worth and what you desire and what you want. And ask and you shall receive is the type of energy that's showing up here for you. And the bigger thing too is because you have this momentum, and you have this awesome energy around you. I am seeing not only the financial opportunity coming in too, but this is what's drawn into somebody really missing you. It reminds me of, why didn't I see Taurus this way before? You know, and for some of you, it's like tough shit. You know, I've learned my lesson, I'm moving forward. You know, it's like, maybe you should have valued me when I was there, you know, because it really does feel like that. Now, I also see a possibility of you kind of giving yourself a hard time here. You may be feeling a bit overwhelmed, with this energy here too, the Two of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. It's like, I have so much going on. I don't want to make the wrong decision. I don't know what to do. Things have been kind of uncertain when it comes to a situation. And, you know, what I'm feeling like is, you got this, right? You just, you know, especially if some of you are wondering about somebody reaching out to you, you do see the 5 and 6 of Cups. So this is a momentary moment where you might be feeling like something's not going to work out the way you want it to, and you can see how the rest of the week plays out, and something is working out for you even better than maybe you thought, right? Because you're doubting yourself, and it could be because you're a little bit more sensitive here with this energy. Now, new person radar here midweek, we are seeing new person coming into your life, that could really spark, you know, change your attitude here, where you're finally like, you know what, this feels good and I'm feeling more in my power right now, and things are getting started. So now I can sit back and enjoy where this is going to take me. So awesome week. Let's take a look at Aries through Pisces and see their feelings or possibility actions this week. Remember the Ace of Pentacles here by the full moon. You know, you may be surprised who reaches out to you by the weekend. You may, like I said, I'm feeling a trip for you, planning a trip, a solo trip maybe for some of you too. But an offer that could take you. So even if you're talking to somebody long distance, you might be moving. Or you might be moving for a job. All right. So Aries, this week, I'm seeing changes with an Aries, right? Expect the unexpected. You know, sometimes it feels like things are falling apart, but they're really clearing up for you guys to rebuild something. Now, Aries could be moving. This could be a long distance thing too. We were seeing Aries. Aries could be going through a job change, trying to, you know, figure things out, rebuild their life. But this is where there could be that call in and trying to figure things out with you. But Aries could have a lot going on. And this is change that could help the situation evolve. And also, and get into with that Tower, you know, maybe somebody didn't realize how hard it was going to be without you. Because remember, that came up during this weekly reading. Somebody really feeling like, I thought I made the right choice, but my life's not as easy without my Taurus in my life. Taurus, you're the peanut butter to my jelly. You and Taurus, you know, just feeling like, man, we got it made. All right, this week you could be feeling really complete with your Taurus. I'm also seeing that 6 of Cups energy come through with a 2 of Cups energy here as well, where it's like, you're the peanut butter to my jelly. And it feels like somebody really valuing you this week, and somebody really feeling content around you, not just another Taurus, but somebody feeling really how special you are to them. So this could be something real forming here for you this week with the partner, really understanding each other, but with another Taurus especially, deepening your connection. Gemini, right? So it looks like Gemini wants to make things real, you know, wants to be honest with you. Maybe they feel like it's time, now's the time, and it's safe to be honest. It's safe to be real. You know, I need to make something right if that's possible, or can we make this right so we can you know, find peace with the situation and, you know, commit or find closure and move on. But either way, it seems like, you know, making some sort of peace this week with the situation, and it feels content. It feels like, you know, we're being honest with each other. Cancer, you get twin flame journey here with you and your Cancer Taurus. So enjoy the ride. Something could be happening this week that, you know, maybe somebody, it goes back when you're in the twin flame connection. It can be part of that one where somebody feels like it's harder without you than with you. Um, you know, because twin flame journeys, it can be hard when we're together too, right? But you have a Cancer here that feels and understands the connection a lot more and feeling pulled towards you this week. So this could be the week where you are getting that conversation or that moment that shifts something in this very spiritual journey that you're having. Leo, good news coming in with the Leo. All right. So it seems like, you know, we both are feeling this pleasant energy with each other. We're both feeling connected. You know, it's like I'm hearing almost a relationship. Like we might as well be a relationship. You know, I really, no matter what, you know, when I'm away or we might go through some rainy days or whatever, it might seem like uncertainty once in a while, but something just really lights this Leo up when it comes to you. All right. The growth, you know, following through with some sort of promise they made this week too, will come through. Virgo is falling in love with you as well too. Remember, a lot of these people can be new people that are coming into your life, but we are seeing a beautiful start, conversation, commitment, something growing. Your relationship just continuing to grow with a Virgo. Libra, sneaking around, all right? So pay attention. I mean, if you and Libra are on, you know, you're sneaking around with the Libra, then you know you're continuing with the affair. Now, this obviously might not be with everybody. So sorry, guys, I pulled this card, right? Some people like, why would I want that? Well, they put it in the deck and that's what I pulled, right? So there could be an affair going on, but don't freak out if there's not one and it's not your story. But they secretly love you. It's like, I want my cake and eat it too, in a way. So there's love here, but there's also some dishonesty going on that this week could come to light, or maybe it already has come to light. And this is what the Five of Cups is. It's like, you know, I can't live with you, I can't live without you, type of energy. Can we reconcile? Scorpio, Rhonda. Scorpio, I'm seeing new doors are opening, a new home, moving in with a Scorpio or moving on with a Scorpio, right? Building something. You guys may be thinking about moving, but there's a new opportunity coming up here too. And it feels like we're building something strong together. Sagittarius, dream big with a Sagittarius. You got a Sag coming back around and starting to see new insights when it comes to, you know, I'm seeing the travel thing. So again, you do have the travel thing going on. It's like, you know what, let's just go for it. So it's almost like something unimaginable happening between you and a Sagittarius this week. Capricorn in their feelings. You guys developing deeper feelings for each other. Just continue to grow with it and see where it takes you. You know, there's depth here. Scorpio, Sag, Cap, Aquarius, relocating, all right? So you may be relocating or moving in or moving on with a Aquarius, Scorpio, Sag, Cap, Aquarius, sorry. All right, so I am seeing movement, all right? Now, again, some of you, there's possibility that you're saying goodbye, see you later, I don't want to do this anymore. But we are seeing a lot of movement here with the Aquarius. And Pisces, I'm seeing they have a very strong attachment to you. They may be coming back around chasing you. All right. So Pisces here is like, maybe I don't want to let you go. Maybe I should have, you know, not made you chase so hard. But I do see they're coming back around to make sure you're still around. All right. Let's see. All right, Gemini, May 24th through the 31st. Happy birthday. We are in your season. So let's see the theme of the week. Pull out some cards and let's go. I'll also do Aries through Pisces for you to see What's changing? What's happening? So there is a lot changing this week. You got the Wheel of Fortune for you. This is, a lot of things turning around for you. A lot of things starting to open up, and this can be coming back around, giving you a chance to redo something, check something out. Maybe you thought you missed your opportunity. And you thought maybe I should move on, do something else, but here comes the opportunity again. So there could be unexpected events that you're going to, or unexpected events that change the course of your life in general. Like, oh, I thought I was going to be single. Next week you're in a relationship with somebody, and you have the Magician underneath here. So just trust what's trying to show up for you right now. This could be a lot of opportunities and love, money, your situation, your foundation, mentally. It could be karma. It could be something that you did and then you didn't realize that it's bringing you in something more. So we are, getting some luck around you, some change here, and maybe you're ready for it. So let this stuff come in, let the universe do what it's doing, because it does look like it's trying to course correct you in some way. And you may not be able to see what everything means at first. It's not going to be 100% clear everything that's changing for you, and that can bring some nerves too. It's like, but you just gotta, this is where you just gotta let go of control and see what's trying to build for you, see what's trying to show itself. And with the Magician card too, it's also very new. Some of this new energy that may seem awkward at first, or this people coming into your life, and you might not know what to do with this, but let it build is what I'm hearing. So the Empress is the energy you're starting out with, right? And this again is receive. So your theme is receive. Things are moving towards you right now, and let them arrive, let them build. You just keep, this is one of these readings where it's like, this is your birthday season. Those of you having a birthday, it's like, celebrate, receive the gifts, enjoy the energy, and just be more content with yourself this week, and being in your own mind, your own world, your own body, and watch how you attract what you want into your life. Income is growing with this energy too. So something could be building behind the scenes. You may, with the Empress card, sometimes it does show up though. You may see signs of growth. You may manifest something into your life that you've been, you planted seeds in the past and you let them be and you just forgot about it. And all of a sudden, the Wheel of Fortune, you're going to be saying, man, I'm glad I did that. I didn't realize, that something I built or something I said or something I did in the past, I thought it did nothing. I thought it didn't change anything. I thought I just, it was over. And then, it's materializing, it's growing because you took your mind off it. So I am seeing for you to just show up this week and be seen, be open, and allow people to be generous to you. Now, the rest of the week, we're getting the Ace of Swords, right? So there could be something that you're signing, doing, buying, the news coming in, complications if you have them, anything challenging, information, a lot of information coming your way right now in your season too. So you may get some sort of news starting the week out that could, that's the Wheel of Fortune. And I have the Strength card, the Seven of Cups. I have the Four of Wands, something around your home. Maybe you are purchasing something around your home, or somebody's returning home, or somebody's asking to come over. I have the Hanged Man, and I have the Eight of Pentacles. So something changing with your job or work or your commitments this week as well. So if you've been kind of feeling stagnant and sitting there and just, not sure what's happening in your life, this is where you're going through a major transition. And this week is, your birthday week again. It's just saying, be open to the change that we're trying to bring for you. The Seven of Cups is showing something you've been thinking about, something you've been manifesting this week, is also showing up for you. Somebody thinking about connecting with you. It does look like making plans to return or to get together or to go to an event this week, right? You have a lot going on. And the Strength card here is showing up this week too, that there's something about you that somebody admires. admires. So this could be where you're receiving some sort of information, or somebody's intentionally telling you something and telling you that I've been thinking about you. Somebody feeling really pulled towards you. So all this is coming together in a sense where you're not having to do anything. I want to keep putting that in your head, right? Don't shrink yourself this week, because somebody here is seeing you, is admiring you, is connected to you, is thinking about you, maybe even fantasizing about you and saying, I really am attracted to you. I'm attracted to how strong you are and how confident you are in yourself. And the Ace of Swords is bringing that communication in. So, I want to say though too, because you have the Hanged Man and you have the Strength card. If you're wondering what somebody's up to and it's just been taking a while, and somebody has feelings for you behind the scenes, right? And that can be frustrating with the Hanged Man, because you're like, why are you leaving me hanging? All right, but don't mistake this as disinterest, right? There is desire there. You can see that with the Seven of Cups. Somebody's just being very hesitant. Maybe they just like admiring you and wanting to see what you're doing when they're not looking, right? It's that kind of energy, because I can see somebody playing like they're distracted or they're working. They don't know what to say or do, but they got a smile on their face. So this could be the week where they finally move to you. And right now, your biggest asset is being seen, and with this Empress card and just showing up, looking your best this week, right? And trust. This card is all about trusting what's building around you and trusting that somebody here is, and this could be several admirers, right? With the Seven of Cups and the Strength card, this could be a lot of people just seeing you, and you are very attractive right now. And so I don't know if you're holding an event this weekend or you're going somewhere this week. Somebody may knock on your door. It's been a while. Maybe you've been waiting to make plans. Somebody finally reaching out and deciding to commit to doing something with you, going somewhere with you. There may be also, for some of you, when it comes to work or career, it looks like some of you could be finally getting that new job or working on something to do with your home, building a home, and maybe even some of you thinking about purchasing a home. But it's all starting to come together with this Empress card. Now you have Pisces energy, Leo energy, Libra, and Taurus energy for you. But let's look at Aries through Pisces and see each zodiac sign and see what they're feeling and any actions towards you this week. We have that full moon Sag coming up too, which to me is going to really get the ball rolling when it comes to something fully manifesting for you when it comes to this week. And I want to say one more thing too with the Empress, something you've planted seeds in the past, and you may have been working on something for quite some time, or a relationship. Just to be clear, that this looks like this week is the week that it will manifest for you. You're closer than you think. All right. Aries, happily ever after. So it looks like you and Aries this week, they have a lot of feelings for you. They feel like you're the one that, out of anybody they've ever talked to or been with, you're the one that they seem to feel is, meets their standards, you guys just are on the same page, and they feel like they could build something with you, and they always come back to you in their mind, or always come back to you no matter what. So this week you could be taking that next step towards your future with them. Taurus, if you've been dealing with some hot and cold behavior right now, that makes sense. It does feel like they kind of hang on the fence a little bit. But this week there could be more clarity by the end of the week of realizing where things might be going. So I still see the hot and cold behavior showing up for them. It's like, I have feelings for you, but I don't want to be exposed yet. I can't stop thinking about you, but when we get too close too quick, I get nervous. You know, so this is why they have this hot and cold behavior. And, you know, so I am seeing here possibility of that's where by the end of the week, maybe you'll have some sort of truth and you'll be closer to why do you keep going so cold? And can we finally compromise? Gemini, celebrating and dating this week. A big week for you. The options you have, for some of you, you have a lot of admirers and a lot of opportunities here. You are catching the attention of others. So you could be dating or going out with another Gemini. Cancer, I am seeing new love or possibly reconciliation with a Cancer. You know, you're the one that I'm into. You're the one that I feel, all right? You're just, I like everything about you, however you want to look at that with a Cancer. I'm seeing movement though. Leo, I'm seeing there's a break in silence this week with that Ace of Swords we have right here. So they may have been holding back for a minute. I do feel like they do feel a little guilty, wanting to fix things, but not knowing how, wanting to break the silence, but maybe not knowing how to. Maybe they carry a little bit of shame of how things ended. Maybe they just block people out, you know, but you're dealing with some sort of break in the silence with a Leo this week. Virgo is working on reaching out, making plans with you this week. So you are coming together with a Virgo. Things look like they're still moving and grooving, doing their thing. Libra, expect changes, especially by their birthday, from now to their birthday. A lot of growth happening, a lot of change happening between you and a Libra. Scorpio, make a choice. It looks like Scorpio might be making a choice this week. You know, it's like, do I want a healthy relationship or do I want to keep it, you know, superficial? Do I just, you know, it looks like they're kind of veering more to a healthy side. You know, maybe they find you a very healthy person for them to be around, and maybe they don't think they're good enough for you. You know, they can't stop thinking, so they keep it superficial in some ways. But I do see a Scorpio making a choice though, making maybe hopefully the right choice this week. Sagittarius is mesmerized by you. They got their eyes on you. Definitely like what they see. Capricorn, you have a full moon moment here. So something's gonna manifest with you in a Capricorn, seeing the truth, seeing what's going on, understanding the situation on a more emotional level. Aquarius, I see some regret about the way things ended. You may hear from them wanting to wrap things up, wanting to get something off their chest, missing you. And Pisces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Pisces, magic and manifestation, man, they are into you. Pisces here, feeling you, thinking about you, and hoping that something transpires between the two of you. Happy birthday, guys. I love you. All right, Cancer, May 24th to the 31st. Take a look at the theme for the week. All right. 9 of Swords. What are you stressing about? The Emperor. What are you trying to control? All right. Maybe this week you're knowing somebody's holding back and it's stressing you out. The Emperor card does show somebody wanting control over a situation, and you know, you can't control other people, can't control the past, you know, coulda, shoulda, done this, that, maybe this, you know, maybe you're worrying about shit that's not even a problem, you know, with this energy, right? It just feels like you're really hyper focused and, you know, trying to control the outcome of a situation, but it feels like maybe something's out of your hand this week, and maybe that's not what you're supposed to be doing. I feel like right now with the energy in your sign, you should be allowing more. Your presence, your energy is a magnet right now. So people, you know, coming to you, you're receiving the Queen of Cups energy. You don't need to be pursuing anything with this energy. You know, it's like the 9 of Swords. Maybe it's uncomfortable for you to not pursue, not to take action, not to do. And when or you might be, you know, fearing that if I don't move, if I don't do something, I'm going to regret it later, you know, and that's what I'm seeing as an undertone. undertow, where it's like, it's hard for you not to control the situation. It's hard for you not to do something without your mind getting the best of you, but you are being asked to kind of lean back and be more present and still this week, and not react or take action just out of worry or fear that you're going to miss something. I see Aries energy coming through for you as well. So to get started, we see the Justice card. You're wanting some resolution. You're wanting to make peace with a situation. You're wanting to make amends with a situation, make something right. Maybe some of you even feeling like you're ready to accept somebody's apology. You're ready. Or maybe some of you are realizing where maybe you made some choices in the past, but it's out of your control now. It's what do we do with it now? There's no reason to chase the past or try to figure out how to fix the past. It's all about the current moment. And so you really can't manage every single thing that happens in your life from day to day. And that's what it feels like, when we have the Nine of Swords card. It's like we're always trying to manage every single thing that happens in our life, so that we are protecting ourselves and we're not looking like we've done something wrong, right? We want to always look our best or do our best. So let's see what's showing up. You get the Six of Cups. Now you can look at these cards as every day, and you can do it that way, but how I'm doing it today is just looking at the week and seeing whatever comes through. And you see moving, it looks like something really amazing coming towards you. Again, that Six of Cups energy is all about you attracting in somebody who's on the same page as you, true love, a connection, reconnecting with somebody. Sharing some time, some quality time with somebody that you really care about this week. And you have the Sun card showing up for you as well, which is also showing, present moment, having fun, sharing some quality time with people outside, going places, doing things. It looks like maybe somebody at a distance. There is some travel showing up this week. Somebody could be coming out of the silence and wanting to talk to you, and it could be a new person, right? Somebody who's been quiet for some time. But I am seeing an outside journey, going somewhere, traveling, maybe long distance, maybe somebody traveling to you long distance, somebody moving on from a situation, and some sort of clarity is coming to light this week around a situation that's coming closer to you, right? Now, I'm also seeing moments of silence for you this week. This is a really good week for you when it comes to love. You can see that. Maybe meeting somebody, going somewhere and meeting somebody, and somebody falling in love. You can see that. But I also see you kind of trying to figure yourself out and, getting ready to find closure with a situation and move on. This might be you moving on from something internal. You're just ready to find closure with something or someone. And I'm seeing the Sun card here, where you're seeing the dawn of a new day and a new journey beginning. And this is where somebody from a distance could be coming towards you. I have Virgo energy, and I'm seeing the Page of Cups. Somebody really softening up. So if somebody's had their eye on you, I see this week that they could make their move with that Page of Cups. They may feel softer, more invited. They may be ready to come out of the shadow and connect with you. There's something about you that it softens them up. And it could be somebody that's older, somebody that hasn't been in a relationship in a while. They've been to themselves for quite some time. But I am seeing you're giving off this very magnetic energy with the Sun card. It's like, I'm playful, I'm ready. Seems like I'm focusing on myself here. I'm doing my thing. So there's a couple days here, if you want to look at it midweek, where you're just vibing well and you're attracting somebody out of the, somebody coming out this week. Maybe somebody is coming up. All right, let them show up for you. All right. And this could be somebody here that wants to reach out to you, that hasn't talked to you yet, and somebody that you've been connecting to. It looks like they're starting to see you differently. And it could be a friendship that's evolving more into something more, whether it's unspoken or not, but you can feel something to you, because you can feel a certain way with the Six of Cups. It's like people are drawn to you in a way they can't explain. And a lot of that comes from the sun energy. It's like Cancer's over here just being themselves, doing their thing. And not, again, to go back to this though, it might be uncomfortable for you not to do anything and just to be yourself and trust that you're drawing people closer to you. Even from a distance, by the way, let them show up, receive this week, and be present every day, doing something every moment. You have this day, by midweek, it feels like you could have a gift or a surprise show up for you. New romance definitely is highlighted this week with the Page of Cups and the Sun. And I'm also seeing maybe even some of you being creative. If you're wanting to do something with marriage or legal or anything like that, it looks like it's going to turn out in both of you. It's going to be a win-win situation. If you have something legal or marriage or commitment related, it looks like you're moving on past that. Some of you are getting out of a marriage and going solo. And it looks like right away, there could be some new person coming into your life this week as well. So with that being said, let's look at Aries through Pisces. Now, keep in mind that Aries through Pisces, the way they feel and also their actions possibly towards you this week can show up as a new person or a person that's on your mind. I see Libra, Leo, Virgo on the board right now. I was in Vanna White on the board. All right, Aries through Pisces. Ooh, I just saw the sun again. All right, so a lot changing right now and in your relationships again, right? So during that change that you're feeling, it's the uncomfortableness of not having control over what's changing that could be stressing you out this week. Like change means something different's coming in, and change means that, it's something that you automatically might think that it's not going to be in your favor, right? So be mindful of that. Aries, know your worth when it comes to an Aries. Speak your truth, right? Let them come to you. That's what I'm getting here. You've got to trust that you're good enough for this Aries and take them off the pedestal, right? So again, if you're chasing, this is not a week for you to be chasing. Let them come to you, right? Most likely with this way this is showing up, it looks as though they will come to you. Taurus is missing you. So there's that at a distance I'm picking up. Somebody from a distance is really wanting to connect with you. They don't want to see you leave their life. They don't want to see you move on with somebody else. So I am seeing you and a Taurus, something changing this week where it's bringing you guys closer together, maybe a conversation. Even if you guys can't be together because of distance, there seems to be something coming in that says, but I regret this, I don't like this. Gemini, taking a chance this week with Gemini. Looks like they may roll with it. They got the number 4 here in the hand. So 4 says, I am invested. You already got me hooked. So let's go with it. So doing something, going somewhere unexpected with a Gemini. Now, Cancer, you have the Hanged Man showing up for you. It's a change of perspective. It's seeing things clearer, but also freeing yourself of the control of how the situation is working out. And this week, you're going to see a change just by you shifting the way you control a situation and the lens you're seeing through. You're going to see a shift and something change between you and a Cancer. More clarity on the relationship. Leo, right, grounding in. It looks like, taking practical steps this week towards building the relationship that you're in. Even if you're just getting to know each other, it looks like, we're pretty serious here. We're just taking it one day at a time, and the relationship is growing. Virgo, I see the Sun card with a Virgo, and right here in your reading, it shows the Sun card in Virgo energy. So it looks like from now to the summertime, you and a Virgo could really start to form a beautiful relationship and fall deeper in love, or this a new romance, a new Virgo coming into your life by summertime. Libra, conversations going nuts this week with a Libra. It just seems like it's all over the place. You guys are just kind of talking, chatting things up, getting together, making plans maybe. You know, it just seems like endless chatter, endless communication. Scorpio, a secret could come up with a Scorpio this week, right? They may be holding back something that they want to tell you. You could receive a letter. It doesn't have to be so dampening. It just could be that I haven't been being honest with something I need to tell you. Sagittarius, give it some more time, right? It seems like maybe right now the timing's up. They don't know what to do. And so it's just a timing issue when it comes to you and a Sagittarius. We do have the full moon coming up. Capricorn, blocks and obstacles, you know, so this week you might be still dealing with some of the same old blocks and obstacles, and there's nothing you can do. You know, again, this is where knowing your worth and knowing they value you. You guys are going through some challenges, but you'll make it through, right? It doesn't seem like it's going to stop either of you. Aquarius on fire this week. Aquarius definitely feeling the passion between the two of you, taking initiative this week, lots of movement, going places, or it just feels like the relationship is vibing well with you and Aquarius. Pisces taking action this week as well too. You got masculine energy. It looks like let them come to you is what I have with the Pisces. They are going to step up, but you got to let them come to you. Let them be the one. You know, that could be where the stress happens with you and a Pisces, is they want to be the one to initiate. All right. I love you guys. All right, Leo, May 24th to the 31st. Let's take a look at what's coming towards you this week. Plus, I'll look at Aries through Pisces and your love and see any movement and feelings. You have the Empress card, overall energy at the bottom of the deck. So this is going to be a week that is about trust. Trust what you can't see yet. You know, they're developing, you've planted seeds, they're happening behind the scenes. You know, and the Empress card is knowing that, you know, you're doing what you can and you're doing it right. And, you know, you're worthy. Right. So this is confidence and patience and knowing that this week things could still be kind of working for you. And, you know, this card does say, though, you may see signs and you also, it may come into fruition. It may manifest for you when you know, without you having to try or do anything. So trust is your theme this week, that you have done and planted all the right seeds. The Wheel of Fortune is a turning point happening for you this week. So you got two major arcana for the week. One is, you know, about trust, and the other one is about taking your chances too. Something could be coming around this week, something changing, a lot changing, and something coming back around that is giving you another opportunity to turn things around, right? So it could be, I thought I missed my opportunity. Maybe something I did before is coming back around because I planted the right seeds. I just had this with one of the other signs too. Maybe it was a Gemini. But it's like you may have forgotten about something that you did in the past, but it was growing without you knowing. So somebody could show up, or a situation that you were working on that you kind of just let it be, is coming back around to change your mind about something. Now, this could be a week, a lot of things coming back around. It could be internal too, a lot of things that have been on your mind. Giving you a chance to see where you can do something differently. But a turning point in your life where maybe you're ready for something different. You are ready. You planted the seeds on the new moon. Maybe something is growing, something is moving for you. But the biggest thing is trust and taking your chances this week. So let's see what else is playing out. I see Page of Pentacles. So a new offer of some sort coming in. This could be a new person coming into your life too, around maybe a new job offer to money, ways to make money. Something that you did in the past could be bringing you in some money through investments. Somebody you talked to in the past may have your number still and may reach out to you. You may be making plans here to do something different this week that is of value. This can show a new, look at this, 3 new friendship coming in as well too, getting together and having some good times this week, celebrating. You may meet somebody while hanging out with a friend. And I'm seeing the Knight of Wands too. So, you know, I don't know what's been going on with you here, but you have a very good energy, and your social life and friend circle are very active this week, very fun, and you know, good times, good conversations, good plans, going places. And this is an opportunity here where somebody may come around, or a situation may come around that maybe you didn't go last time, and this week is the week to go, and something amazing is going to happen. And this is also a professional opportunity that you may get through a friendship or through an outing. So don't downplay yourself. Don't, you know, go at it and see where, you know, this is your chance. This is your chance to show up and show yourself with that Knight of Wands. You've got something to give. And this week, this could even be somebody new that just sees you and coming into your life with an opportunity. It's passion too. It's things could really pick up this week when it comes to your sex life, your love life. It's like the chemistry is on fire here. And a friend, you know, this can also be a friend or somebody you socialize with, somebody that's been a friend, maybe a little bit more than a friend, could actually be turning around too, or somebody coming back around that you've had this kind of relationship with, and it could be changing and growing into something more. So it sounds like one of these relationships where in the past it didn't quite get off the ground just yet. We were just kind of keeping it casual, but now it's turning into something a little bit more. So this week, somebody could be returning that you may be establishing a stronger foundation with. You have Aries, Leo, Sag here too. I'm seeing a 10 of Swords and a 9 of Swords. Now, I am seeing that this is more of a, you know, is this going to work type of energy? Am I going to regret this type of energy if I do this week? And again, this is where the trust is coming into as well. I'm just seeing, don't underestimate yourself. Don't, you know, but don't doubt yourself either. I mean, I do feel like there is a karmic situation that might be coming around, and one that you've given a chance to before, but one that you also can't seem to let go of. Like, you just feel like there's maybe still something there. Maybe it isn't over. Maybe we can figure something out before we move forward. And this is the trust issue that's coming in. And it looks like you and another person here really do want to give something a shot and don't want something to end. It looks like the most difficult part of a situation that you've been through with somebody has completed itself, and something is changing between you and another person. The chemistry is real. The friendship is real. Something here with that Page of Pentacles is saying, you know, I really, there's something here, and there's something that won't seem to go away. And maybe I do have some regrets because we didn't see it in the past, or we didn't see it, you know, yesterday, who knows? But now I'm seeing here that we've got to pick back up and see where things can go, because I'm happier when I'm around you. Now, it could even be a friend too, somebody that has said or did something in the past, and they just feel like this friendship is not worth losing. And so you may reconcile or get some sort of sincere, you know, I missed you, care about you here, and I want to make things, you know, I understand you a lot more now, so I do want to make amends with you. So that's what I have. We have the full moon coming up too, and this is where things could be questionable for you. On the full moon, it's like, do I trust this? Do I believe this? Whether it's an opportunity you have with a friendship, or a friend coming back in, or a job, or a lover. I will look at Aries through Pisces for love. It does feel like you may feel a little bit indifferent or confused by the full moon. It's like, I want this, but I'm scared type of energy. So what I'm feeling like, it's going to be a tough week when it comes to confidence in a situation with somebody. With the energy that's coming through though, I'm seeing follow your heart, and I am seeing the Empress card, know your worth. All right. So let's see Aries through Pisces, and see for each zodiac sign the energy that they're coming in, maybe feelings, and what what to expect. All right. Aries, I'm seeing let something go with an Aries, release it. It might not be worth it. And don't look back, right? So it could be both of you deciding to let go of a situation, whether it's the situation, but it feels like we both feel the need to turn things around and resolve something and move on from something this week. Taurus is regretting missing you, maybe at a distance from you, and maybe longing for the way things were and wanting to go back to the way things were. There seems to be, they're unable to release a feeling about you this week. And, so it could come up, could come back around again. And that's the energy I'm seeing up here, where something coming back around, where it's like, can we resolve this? Gemini on fire. Gemini is like, look, let's get this going, right? So Gemini hot to try. It looks like Gemini coming into your life. It's got this Knight of Wands energy. So you are seeing kind of midweek somebody coming in and saying, look, I want this. I want you. Let's go. Let's go do something. Cancer, grounding in on a relationship. It looks like whatever you and Cancer are doing, you guys are just building something, as no matter what, something is growing between the two of you. And maybe this week you guys are taking things a little bit more serious, and you're having the talk. Leo, happily ever after, Leo. So somebody you're connecting with, another Leo, you're taking the next step, entering a new cycle in a relationship, where it's like it's got to start somewhere, and this could lead to long-term relationship with another Leo. Virgo, time for new direction. Changes are coming in with you and a Virgo. It seems like you both are ready for something different, something to happen. You're ready for the next step. Libra, threes of crowds. So you may be dealing with a third-party situation. It doesn't mean another lover. It could be, children, an ex, other relationship, a job. But it doesn't seem like either of you are very happy about it. Like you want it to work, right? But you're still dealing with some other external issue. Scorpio, know your worth with a Scorpio, all right? So call it to you, all right? Scorpio will come to you. Sagittarius, some things take time, all right? So you are building upon something. This is that trust energy, the Empress. Both of these are the Empress energy. Call it to you, let things work out, let things play out, and trust and know your worth. Capricorn, right? There could be some illusions here with the Capricorn. Watch out for falsities. Watch out for them not being 100% transparent with you. They might just not be comfortable letting everybody see the real them just yet. Aquarius, we have incoming communications. So getting some sort of information or news or insight when it comes to an Aquarius, them letting you know something. And Pisces, emotional control, and we have this card of denial and mind games. It's like Pisces this week, it's like, what's going on here? You can choose to lean back a little bit and not fall into it, but it feels like they have a hard time expressing themselves honestly when it comes to their emotions, and you may be disappointed in them or taking it to heart. So just be mindful that Pisces energy is not showing up as my most favorable one today. All right, Virgo, May 24th through the 31st. Let's take a look. We have the full moon Sag we're working up to, and I will look at Aries through Pisces as well. Love, see their feelings or actions towards you. So the undertow is uncertainty here with the Five of Swords. It feels like you could be thinking about a lot this week, wondering if somebody understands you or really understood you, or wondering if you could really trust what was being said. There just seems to be some mental confusion, between what you really want and what you're saying. Are you speaking clearly and letting people know exactly what you need? or what you really meant, right? Or you just an understanding here that, you know, something really is bothering you. Maybe you do have to get something off your chest. It's about clarity though. So there could be a conversation this week that is bringing clarity, that maybe you do need to tell somebody what's really bothering you, what's really on your mind. And I have a page of wands too here underneath. So it feels like something good is trying to happen for you in a connection. You know, very playful energy, very flirty energy. Something could have already gotten started, a connection. And something's building here. And there does seem to be a strong attraction, but you could be questioning everything with this Five of Swords. You know, it's like, I want to know what their motive is. I want to know the truth. So let's see if it plays out. So I have the Four of Wands to start the week. This is, you know, however you want to look at it today. I'm going to pull the 6 more cards, but I'm just going to read them together as the ultimate message for the week. Four of Wands, bringing it home, all right? Bringing somebody into your life, somebody into your circle. It could be somebody unexpected this week that feels good, feels comfortable with you. Somebody could be returning home, coming home. But I also feel like what I said in this message here, that you may be questioning whether or not this person is somebody that you should let in, you should open up. You know, you are maybe building feelings for somebody and you're just not quite sure if it's going to be, you know, just fun, flirty, or is it going to turn into something a little bit more serious? And it seems like maybe some of you are ready for something a little bit more serious in your life. So let's see what's going on. I have the Five of Cups showing up. Fear of disappointment there, but I have the Eight of Wands backing this up and the King of Cups. You have a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You do have somebody showing up that's very mature and definitely has feelings for you. And I'm seeing the Queen of Pentacles. All right, so you're seeing a relationship develop, a relationship really take off. And we're seeing a lot of communication and exciting activity happening here where, you know, maybe it is about just trusting your feeling, the way this person makes you feel this week. You could be in your head trying to figure it out, analyze your situation, you know, trying to talk. Maybe you feel like you want to have a talk. Maybe this is a week about not having a talk in some way, right? It's about getting out of your head and getting more into your feelings and enjoying the moment, because it looks like a relationship is definitely developing into something a lot more intense, right? Not only emotionally, but very, very physically and passionately. So this week there could be a lot of physical action too, a lot of movement, a lot of touch, a lot of go, a lot of getting things done, a lot of back and forth. But I can see this doubt here, or fear that things are gonna, you know, disappoint you, right? You know, it's like I feel like you're really falling for somebody or falling in love with somebody, and you're afraid that things are just going to move too fast and they're not going to develop into a relationship. Now, I can't even tell you to be, you know, like, oh yeah, this is going to be great and just go with it. But it does give an energy of, the only way to really know is to, how is it making you feel, not what you're thinking, right? So getting out of your head this week. You know, maybe you are inviting somebody home, or things seem a little bit more stable and grounded. You guys seem to be meshing well. And when things are going good, this could be where you're afraid that things are going to take a turn, because maybe they are going fast. But it's highly likely that you and another person, the relationship is expanding. All right, let's see what else. I have the Four of Swords here by the weekend, and the Tower card. Rest and recoup. There's a lot of change that's happening this week. The full moon could bring up some revelation. This is where a relationship may be at its best. Expect something to change, but you know, it's also expect something to shake up, you know, on the weekend, that has something to do with your home life, right? So I do feel like somebody could be entering your home. Somebody could be moving in for some of you, or talking about moving in, or just you're talking about the bigger picture. So there is a little bit of shaking up your peace here. you know, an event, something significant happening, whereas things were so, you know, comfortable before. Now you have the 4 and 5 of swords. Maybe that's why you're getting a little bit, you know, in your head a little bit too much this week, because things are moving fast between you and another relationship. And the Tower card, I'm going to say here, is not one to fear. It just feels like you're finally breaking free from some sort of situation or narrative that's been holding you back, especially here at the beginning of the week. It's like the 5 of Cups is like you have this real strong fear of disappointment with somebody, but things are going to move so fast this week that it almost feels like you just got to kind of go enjoy the ride. Now, this is telling me, though, that your relationship, your home sector, your life, whatever's been going on in your life, it's about to get shifted. It's about to, an event's about to happen that is going to, you know, maybe if you're used to your routine and you have all this sense of peace the way things are, that's going to be totally different. So your relationship is going to change drastically by the weekend in a good way. And so if some of you are working on a relationship, you know, this is where I'm seeing here too, that you may be stepping up into a relationship. And it could be that you're at the beginning, the Page of Wands here, where you're just questioning whether this is, again, I'm getting that too good to be true energy that I got, but somebody significant entering into your life. Now, there could be something around a child too showing up, or a situation that has to do with a child. I have Aries, Scorpio energy, strong Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces energy for you this week, where it feels very emotional and it feels very heart driven, right? Love relationship that's definitely deepening. So you have more around love relationship than you do around work or anything else like that. Although you could have a lot of pressure on you this week with a lot of different things coming at you at once, but it seems like your relationship is the main priority this week, and in shifting the status of your relationship. Let's see Aries through Pisces. All right, Aries through Pisces. All right, you do have an awesome fire energy at the bottom here. So somebody initiating this week and things moving. Aries, you have the Tower card with an Aries again showing up. So we're seeing something change around the home front, around the relationship. You know, where things were nice and quiet, things are going to get loud, especially with an Aries this week. Right? This is, you know, movement and things that have to happen in order for us to build something together. Taurus, anything that's been hidden by a Taurus or with a Taurus is going to come to light this week. You'll see the truth about the situation. You'll confront the truth. It's going to be hard for you to miss the truth when it comes to a Taurus. Gemini, I'm seeing passion, desire, date, fantasy energy with you and a Gemini. You guys clearly want each other. That gives off that page energy, but this is where the breakthrough could happen. It disturbs or breaks up your situation. Maybe you don't see this one coming, all right? Very unexpected. Cancer, I'm also seeing a situation where they can't let go of you. So no matter what, they may be coming back in. They're hooked on you. They may want to give something another shot. Just a very strong attachment to you. Leo wanting to talk to you, make something happen. I mean, they can't get you off their minds. So you both kind of want this, very attracted to one another. Virgo, lots of chemistry. Look at this, the spark, attraction, magnetic pull. You know, I don't want to go here, but even with your reading up here, it does show something shaking up, somebody significant really shaking up your relationships this week. Maybe somebody new coming into your life and you're already in a relationship. I don't know. But you and another Virgo have a strong magnetic pull to one another. So this could be where the confusion is coming in. It's like, what do I do? Is this something that, is going to go somewhere? But you have something, between another Virgo here that is deep, that is, we both want this. Libra, I'm seeing secret love and sneaking around. So I don't know if you're starting an affair with a Libra this week or that they are having an affair. Check your facts. Scorpio, all right, things still kind of coming into alignment with you and a Scorpio, so it might still feel like there's a timing issue. So it's saying trust the process, just not yet. And same thing with a Sag. I'm seeing, maybe you're still kind of sitting there in limbo, but something is changing behind the scenes with a Sag. Capricorn, totally mesmerized by you. I see their eyes on you this week. They see you, they're looking at you, they're liking what you're wearing. Aquarius, taking a chance this week. It looks like I'm all in, I'm going to go with this. And Pisces, you could be going on a date with a Pisces this week. Just getting to know each other and things feeling pretty good between you and the Pisces. I love you guys. All right, Libra, May 24th to the 31st. Let's take a look at the week and also Aries through Pisces. Their feelings or actions toward you this week. Right, Eight of Pentacles showing up for you. So it looks like career first, right? Something built in here. You're working on something, new job. Your commitments are really the main focus. And this is also saying, just keep doing what you're doing because everything is coming together with this. When you're in this kind of energy and you're just being mindful of one thing at a time, or just being pretty much giving your 150% to everything that you're doing, this is when magic happens behind the scenes. So it looks like something could be developing. I do see the Devil card underneath that. And so, but be careful not to get hyper fixated or focused on one thing or get distracted too easy, because there could be things that you have to get done and you have to do. But if you're getting obsessed over a situation or too attached to a situation or a thought, this could really, really shift your whole energy this week. All right. Something's trying to build, but if you're distracted and not getting done the things that you need to get done, this could throw off certain things around you that are trying to manifest for you. So just be mindful of over obsessing and paying too much attention to one specific thing in your life this week. And sometimes we think the more we focus on something, the more it's going to happen, but the more crazier it makes us look. All right. So look at those eyes. It's like somebody else is like, why are you so focused on me? Pull back, you got to take your energy. Remember, energy gets passed, whether you want to believe it or not. But if you're constantly thinking about something or fixated on something, you are definitely going to wear it on the outside without realizing it. Right. So let's see this week. I have the Lovers card. So here's what it's making me laugh, because it feels like I said career first. I was like work first and something's building for you with the Lovers card, right? It looks like it both comes hand in hand. So learning to find a balance or being patient with not getting too fixated on a love situation because if something else is out of alignment and you're avoiding a situation, it's not going to come together the way you want to. It's like they both, for you, it feels like it's going hand in hand, but somebody has feelings for you. And it's a lover's energy, and it could be building. Maybe they're not showing it to you yet. Maybe you have feelings for somebody. They're not showing, up yet, but something's pulling you together. I just feel like your desire this week could get the best of you. All right. And so this card here is also, a choice card this week, where we got to choose, wisely what we're going to focus on and how much attention we're going to give this without getting hyperfixated. I see the Knight of Cups. You have new romance coming in this week, or somebody here maybe developing feelings that they may say something to you. This could be the week they're going to say something to you. I have the Page of Pentacles. I have the Tower card showing up for you midweek, and I have the Sun, but you know, this breakthrough here is going to be something that brings huge clarity to you. It's like maybe it's the moment where you realize that somebody is in love with you, or you are in love with somebody, or you see a plan comes in that you didn't see, change comes in that you didn't see, that you know clears things up, and you could be planning a date with somebody. Now, I am seeing a new job, new opportunity, new skills, new something here that's bringing in money for you. And it could be somebody that you work with here is developing feelings for you. So a conversation this week could actually go deeper than you thought with that Knight of Cups and the Page of Pentacles right here. It's like maybe there is something worth discovering here. You could be making plans. Some of you, this Tower card could be a move. You know, maybe you have to plan a move, or you have to plan to spend something, build something, buy something. But you see right away, it's only something that happens, and it's not the end of the day. You know, it's like, all right, so there is something that's making me change or do something that I wasn't expecting, but the Sun card is coming up, and it feels like there's immediate growth from this. There's immediate expansion from this, and awareness, right? And maybe even feeling a sense of clarity and freedom from something that has been on your mind for quite some time. So I do feel like if you are super hyper vigilant or focused on something this week, that whatever that is what this Tower is going to be, right? This breakthrough moment. Now I have the Nine of Swords, and this makes sense as we get in towards the weekend, and the Knight of Wands, right? Because there's a fear of failure here. There's a fear of disappointing somebody, or there's a fear of not making the right move or doing the right thing this week. All right, because this is where the full moon energy is going to bring up these truths, this where maybe you keep doubting yourself, where maybe you keep doubting the situation, where you're worrying about things that don't need to be, you don't need to worry about things. You're trying to do too much, or you're trying to fix, or trying to, you know, make something happen when it's already happening for you. And this full moon energy could bring up some mental stress, you know, constantly thinking I should have, could have, would have. And just be mindful that it's an energy. It doesn't mean that it has to be happening, but you could find yourself worrying about everything on the weekend. When you have the Knight of Wands, which is try to have some fun and go out and do something fun, you know, and, you know, go for it, not from a place of fear. Don't let fear, you know, hold you back this week. I do see, though, somebody here is developing feelings, but maybe it's just was so unexpected that now you're trying to overthink everything that's going on, and you may find yourself doing that. The Devil card, the Eight of Pentacles. Don't get so fixated on everything, right? That's your message. You know, the Devil card can take over, and everything that's trying to grow in your life, that's real, that's happening, this energy can steal it. And when you're seeking or searching or trying to figure things out, so you can prevent anything from going wrong, that's going to swallow you up this week. It feels like you have Leo energy, you have water, earth, you have fire, you have Gemini, you have love trying to enter your life. So let's look at Aries through Pisces and see what's developing this week between the two of you. Hypervigilancy is screaming with that Nine of Wands. All right, Aries through Pisces. Look closely, it's within you. That the devil, the fears. So whatever the Nine of Swords, whatever you're doubting, it's the lens you're looking through. with the person. So somebody clearly is interested, but you may be thinking otherwise. Aries, I want to kiss you. So an Aries is all about you. This week you could get physical touch, or maybe you get together. Maybe they finally do tell you that they want to be with you, or they are, maybe you didn't even know, again, it could be a friend or a worker or a coworker with these two energies that is falling for you, right? So it looks like an Aries, some intimacy. Taurus, I'm seeing sneaking around, a secret love. Maybe they have a secret admiration for you. But if you guys know there's an affair going on or anything like that, then it's still going on. It's still there. Or maybe they're thinking about you, but they're in a relationship. So this is one of these cards. Don't take it if it's not yours. That's it, bottom line. All right, but I am seeing here that there is something around third party showing up. Gemini misses you. All right, you guys may be distant, or they may be at a distance, but it's not changing the fact that they're still emotionally drawn to you. And you may hear from them because they miss you. That's a good sign. Cancer, I'm seeing threes of crowds. So you could be dealing with the person who's annoying or somebody that's getting in the way of the relationship, another friend, or a situation where an ex or another relationship. But it looks like you both are kind of over it. Like you're ready to move forward. So something may shift this week with you and a Cancer, to where it brings you guys together. All right. It's mutual. The feeling's mutual, but there's somebody or something that's getting in the middle. All right, Leo. All right, this is going to be a good week for you guys just to kind of chill and relax. So things may be going good. Your relationship is developing more with the Leo. Virgo taking a chance this week, all right? So Virgo's like, let's just roll with it and go with it, It's like, I'm in. You've already got me. There's no turning back. Libra, can we talk? And we have a confession this week. So somebody trying to get something off their chest. And again, it is this energy here of somebody, you may have a choice in lovers too, with this lovers card here, where somebody wants to tell you how they feel. So somebody could be interested in you, but also a confession from another Libra. I really want to talk and tell you how I truly feel. Scorpio, you're the peanut butter to my jelly. You guys make a good team, right? This week you could be continuing to grow your relationship, getting along good this week. Sagittarius, right, is in denial, not always being honest with you about their mistakes, not wanting to admit that they're wrong. Watch out for that kind of mind games. Capricorn, I see messages coming in with a Capricorn. They're waiting for the right timing. They feel called to you. Aquarius, I'm seeing the devil card with an Aquarius. So there is a very strong, attachment to you as well, where, I can't seem to let go of this connection as well. But just be mindful of any manipulation or control issues. Pisces relocating or moving on from a situation this week. Lots of movement. You could be saying goodbye, or they could be saying goodbye and relocating closer to you. I love you guys. All right, Scorpio, May 24th to the 31st. All right, let's see what's going on. What's the theme of the week? I'll look at Aries through Pisces to see if anything's shifting their feelings. Person that's on your mind. You have the Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck, right? So it would be a question in whether something is real or not, what somebody's motives are. You have the Three of Swords. Some of you could be wondering, am I going to get disappointed? I have the Judgment card and I have the Hierophant. So I have Taurus energy here too. And, that Marsy energy there in Taurus could be, working for you, So it just feels like anything that's not clear, or feels like it's going against your better judgment, or somebody's motives aren't clear, or you feel like something is superficial, this week is going to be the week where you're going to be judging everything, and it feels like you want to feel a deeper connection with somebody. So if somebody is really, in your life right now and somebody wants a real relationship, it's going to go deeper this week. And this energy that you have where you're just not sure if this is what you're looking for, you feel like you try to explain yourself, you talk and you feel misunderstood. You just feel like there's something lacking. The truth is going to come to light here of whether or not you're truly happy in a situation or not. And if it's meant to happen, this is the week that it's going to deepen in. So a conversation that is going to bring a relationship to a commitment status or just deepen in a deeper level. So not a situationship. If you're dealing with a situation that feels like a situationship, it's not happening this week. It's either going to change, evolve, or disappear based on your judgment, all right? So I am seeing the Queen of Wands is the overall energy for the week. So it looks like, you know, ultimately you're kind of in this energy of, I want what I want, and I know that I want somebody that I can grow with, something that along the lines of, we got to see change and growth and advancement with the Queen of Wands. You know, attraction is very strong. Now, I am already seeing a couple queens show up this week. So this could be a good week where you're getting shit done when it comes to work, yourself, you know, your future, your vision, partnership with another person in your life, same sex, it doesn't matter. But I am seeing here that this is going to be a moment of relaxing and maybe chilling together and connecting and having an honest conversation. This could be with a friend too. So the Ace of Swords, there's the moment, and the Temperance card, the 10 of Wands, not wanting to do something on our own, like something is trying to grow for you. We have the full moon in Sagittarius, and I am seeing the King of Wands show up for that, and the Chariot card. So I'm going to put that right here. All right, so Scorpio. All right, this is a relationship that can stand the test of time. I feel like there's going to be something happening this week that, you know, things are going to get easier. If something's been weighing on you, if you can't stop thinking about something, you want clarity, you can't relax. This is all about your relationships. Who's doing more? Are you doing more? Is somebody else need to put more work in? Is somebody ready to try, ready to give, ready to go? You know, so you're getting this sort of energy here of things becoming clear about the direction of a relationship. Those that are meant to withstand the test of time are going to make it through any difficulties that you've been feeling lately. And, you know, this is where too that you were pulled together with somebody, you have the Hierophant showing up, and it feels like you and another person really do share the same kind of values and beliefs and, you know, long-term goals, right? And so now though it's maybe you're starting to want more, you're starting to see and want change. Maybe some of you feel like, you know, I just want to feel like I'm not the only one participating here, and something I want to do needs to get off my chest, or I need to know if this relationship is really going to stay. Now you may hear something from a third party, somebody that knows something and's been keeping things quiet for a minute, but somebody may come out around this and say something about this relationship, because it looks like by the end of the week, somebody is helping or influencing a connection to dive deeper and to connect. So I do see a commitment starting here with the Queen and King of Wands. So some of you here finally getting over a difficult situation. Now, I am seeing somebody resting, finally giving something, putting something to rest this week. So maybe at work, you are putting something on hold for a minute. Maybe you're you have something going on with somebody else. Maybe it's a temporary pause between you and something going on at work or a friend, or they're just deciding to go a little silent this week. So be mindful that there could be a feminine energy around you that may just be taking time to quiet their mind or go on a vacation or just chill out. You will hear from them again, but maybe they need a time, they're overwhelmed. Now, this could just be you overwhelmed a little bit at work, and it's saying, give yourself a reset, Go do a cleanse, something like that, especially with the Temperance card. Sometimes this is saying, Scorpio, this is your time to show up at, for yourself and turn off the road for a second. You're overwhelmed, and focus on your love life. Focus on things that are in your control right now. All right, so I do see partnerships, and I see by the full moon, the Chariot, it looks like a clear direction. And for you, it feels like if you're in a relationship or you're connecting with somebody and you're questioning their motives, you will know this week it's a promising week for both of you on the same page and determined to make this work. Now, this could be even going somewhere, travel, or deciding to get away. And for some of you, maybe even taking a trip or going on a vacation. So let's see Aries through Pisces. You have a lot of people showing up. You have a lot of fire. You have a lot of earth showing up for you. Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Cancer's here too as well. So let's look at, and this is showing me more consistency. So this week you may see more consistency, especially if somebody's motives this week is truthful, honest, on the same page as you. Oops. I just got moving on in travel. Some of you relocating. That's been coming up a lot. I'm seeing new love and reconciliation this week. So for those of you that are connecting to somebody new, this is where you're going to know whether it's a situationship, whether it's a one-night stand, or whether it's a long-term potential. And some of you reconciling with the one that is ready to finally say, I want something. Let's be on point. Let's be direct. Let's be honest about where things are going. So let's see, Aries. I see it's about to pay off between you and an Aries. So things coming together this week. You may notice them being more consistent and showing up for you. Taurus, it feels like there's a block, or they're keeping something from you, keeping quiet. All right. So the sword here tells me they could be breaking the silence. You may get the truth, what's really going on, especially if you've been feeling confused about how they truly feel. Gemini, I'm seeing threes of crowds. So this week you guys could be taking care of or figuring out how to deal with the third party. All right. It seems like in this deck that you both are kind of not sure what to do with the third party. But you both are on the same page. So a third party may be resolving itself, or you may be trying to figure out how to work with it. Cancer has got their mind on you, trying to connect with you, may reach out, may communicate with you this week to get it started. Leo, fake and illusions, not ready to be transparent, not ready to look at themselves or be completely honest. So Leo could be putting on a show right now, and it's still showing up there. So this is where, if something is feeling surface level and you're not feeling satisfied, this is where you may decide to sever a tie. Virgo, I'm seeing not backing down, Ice Queen, right? So there could still be a stalemate this week when it comes to a Virgo. They don't want to admit they were wrong. Libra, mesmerized, right? So you got their eyes on you. There could be a new Libra, an admirer. Scorpio, you have romantic gesture. So this week there's that new love and also reconciliation possibility with another Scorpio. Sagittarius is taking some time out. This is their full moon. All right, maybe healing from something that just recently happened. You might be quiet with the Sag this week. Capricorn, I see friends becoming friends or friend zoned, but you guys are developing a strong friendship. You may meet a Capricorn through a friend. Aquarius needs more time, but I do see you guys getting together. There's just something, a block there in timing. So Sag, Capricorn, Pisces, I see your soulmate. So you and Pisces here, true love developing, and you guys really deepening and connecting your relationship this week. I love you guys. All right, Sagittarius, May 24th to the 31st. So let's look at love, life, what's coming in. Aries through Pisces. I'll see what to expect from each zodiac sign. You have a Six of Swords. This week looks like you're moving and grooving, cruising through the week. Really kind of at a nice pace. It just feels settled. You know, you may be going somewhere. You could take a couple turns, go somewhere differently. Maybe a relationship, a conversation ends up turning, going somewhere different than expected. You know, you're clearing something, you're getting through something, figuring something out this week where it's like finally we get some clarity and we're able to know which direction we're going in. So there could be a real conversation, you know, because remember, the Six of Swords is coming from the Five of Swords, and that's like, you know, what's going on here? I want to quit with this, you know, confusion. Tell me what you want. And so this week, somebody's ready to let you know what they really want. Knight of Pentacles. This could be what's been driving you crazy, is that some things have been going a little bit more slow and you haven't had the clarity that you've been looking for, because it just seems like, you know, for you, you're pretty quick to the point, let's go. And, you know, you might be dealing with somebody or a situation, it could be work related too, that it just feels like it just seems to go but then slow down, or nothing's defined, and it feels like it's still moving forward. You can see the potential, and it just seems like hard work sometimes because it's just not moving at the energy, the momentum that you like. So this week, though, it does show improvements. It shows somebody putting in the effort, you know, and making things work, you know. So overall, we're moving forward and it looks like working things out. And with the rest of your life, though, it looks like things are staying pretty consistent. So if things have been going good, things are going good. If work's been going good and you've been doing your routine, this is what's happening. It just feels like a nice, chill, kind of mundane, get the things done, shake up our routine a little bit if that's the case. But Ace of Swords, so you do have a message coming in, and the Four of Pentacles could be around your savings, money, investment. Maybe you're thinking about investing in something or someone, and take your chances. All right, there's something, and there's an invitation or there's an offer coming back around to revisit you again. Again, I'm doing life and love at first, and then we'll get into just love, but there's an opportunity for you to advance or make more money. There's an opportunity for you to buy something. If some of you might be frugal, though, you might not want, maybe there's another chance coming around, the price has been reduced, or maybe it's a good time to actually purchase something, because I am seeing, you know, being cautious, but also just kind of making sure you read between the lines, you know, this week. Ace of Swords is saying sort of like a goal, you know, it's like a go. It's like, just make sure that whatever you're signing, that you're reading between the lines. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is talking about things kind of shifting and changing this week. A lot could be, you know, happening unexpected, right? And that's going to happen for your sign for, you know, quite some time, where it's like everything might be feeling kind of normal one day and the next day it feels totally different. So be ready for that. Each day could be, each week could be totally different. But we are seeing that there's an intervention here where there is a turning point or movement, or finally some positive movement or change in a situation that you have felt stuck in for a while. Now, Queen of Swords showing up in your life this week, and a Page of Swords, right? So you may be having the talk. This could be where you're having, somebody wants to tell you something, a conversation. Somebody's been going around in circles about something they've been wanting to say to you, and you may finally hear from this person. It could be a random person, a friend, a lover, but this can also be you finally wanting to have a real talk. Let's talk about the future here. Let's talk about making plans. Lots of communication with here. And this is about realness. This is about asking the questions, asking the tough questions. All right. So love is the main event. I think everything else seems like stuff that that you can deal with. But here it's like, I need to take a chance here, and I need to really ask somebody what's going on here, what's really happening, and where are we going. Now you may hear some information from somebody who knows something about a situation that you've been asking about or thinking about. This is a good week to get that information. She seems pretty happy to tell you something. And it's pointing towards clarity about a love situation. All right, so we do have your full moon coming up by the end of the week, and I'm seeing a King of Swords. So right here, we're seeing there's the talk, you know, a couple, King and Queen of Swords. I know you're Sagittarius, but this is representing a couple and there could be a child involved or something going where we're making plans or talking about, you know, about children. But we're having the conversation about the future plan of a situation. What's your truth? All right. So things becoming more clear between you and the growth of another situation. And we do see the Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles here, which is, you know, it might be moving slow, but this one here seems like it's moving slow, but we're having the talk, and it seems like this is going to be one that wins the race. So let's look at Aries through Pisces, though, because that could give a different story. Only a couple signs today showed up with an actual partnership in their reading. So I'm feeling like your relationship with the air signs here is really pointing towards two people that want something more real in a situation, and maybe we just need to talk about what we need and see each other's perspective. Aries through Pisces. I do see a little bit of guilt or sadness, regret here at the bottom of the deck. It's like, you know, somebody really thinking, or, you know, they know that something that needs to be talked about. They're still processing something that very emotional. So somebody definitely feeling emotionally connected to you this week and needs to tell you something. Now, sometimes it might be something you don't want to hear, but it's the truth though, right? And that's what you get in here. Aries, some things take time. So it looks like you guys are rebuilding or building something. So either way you look at it, you're getting that Knight of Pentacles energy here, even with an Aries. It's like some things do just take time. That's the bottom line. Taurus, all right, lots of communication here with you and a Taurus. All right, it feels like we need to, I really feel chatty. I miss talking to you. I really want to bring some comfort. I want to talk about the future. You got Aquarius and Libra energy. There's something about you and a Taurus that just feels like we connect on such an intellectual level. And we both kind of talk about the future in a way that excites us and makes us really see more positive things that could come into our life. You know, you guys bring back hope for each other. Gemini, you guys teaching each other, right? So air signs are very prominent for you this week. So it feels like Gemini either learning a lesson or figuring something out, or you guys are just learning lessons with each other, and it's going to continue. So this week you could be leveling up, figuring something out, but you guys definitely play an important part in each other's lives. Cancer, I'm seeing not yet, but you got to trust here the process, right? You know, don't wait around, don't do whatever, but just the timing might be off. Leo, taking the first step this week into something more real, more serious. Virgo, also taking a step towards you, you know, to get things started. So, you know, maybe even just the first date with a Virgo. Libra, I'm seeing friends, fun, and support. So you and Libra really have a lot in common, but maybe they still want to just build a friendship first, or you're developing a friendship that could lead to something more real later on. Some of you may be deciding to keep it as friends. Scorpio, right? Scorpio feeling you, right? Maybe they want to see if you come after them. All right, come back to them, but they're calling you in. They're very attracted to you. Scorpio can be a very feminine energy, so sometimes it may take them a little bit longer to initiate. Sagittarius, attachment, obsession, and holding on too tightly. You got to let go a little bit. Somebody either wants you or they don't. All right. Somebody's ready to have the conversation or they're not, right? So this reading can be a very positive reading, but this can be a holding on too tightly. I do see though with the Sagittarius that there is something about the two of you that you cannot let go of each other, but there's also some emotional pain there. Capricorn, you guys are meant to be on each other's path. There's a purpose here. This week, you may be talking about the purpose of this relationship and where things are headed. Aquarius, so you may be having a talk with the Aquarius, right? So things are changing, but they could either end or you could be rebuilding. So anything's possible here with an Aquarius, but we're getting to the truth. And Pisces, communication from a Pisces this week. We are seeing, let's talk, let's have the conversation. Let's move forward. I love you guys. All right, Capricorn, May 24th through the 31st. Let's take a look at the theme for the week. Plus, I'll do Aries through Pisces portion to see what to expect this week as well. You have this star card. Right? You're the first one today that I pulled the star card for. So it does feel like it's all coming together and we're going to be making future plans here. I have been picking that up in your readings here. The Seven of Pentacles, you've been putting a lot of work in. You've been, showing up daily. And it feels like this is where we're finally realizing that what we've been working on, whether you're in a relationship with somebody, you're realizing whether it's real quality, are we keeping them in our life? Are things moving forward? This could be somebody new showing up. You're at the right time, right place, and your life's about to take a turn. So you do see that relationships is starting to play a big part in your life, and like you've been waiting for quite some time here. And I got Aquarius energy as well. So things coming into alignment. And also the star card can say, if you're already in a partnership, this is where Sag just had this, where we're having the talk about what kind of things do we want? What do we want to build for the future? Things just feel a lot more cozier. We seem like things are coming together. Now I want to have the talk about the future. Your energy, the Judgment card this week. Calling the shots, there's something changing in your love life this week that is going to change the course of your life. Now, I feel like I've been saying this for my weekly readings since last week, but I do feel like it's going to be repetitive throughout the rest of the month or so, right? Because this is that time period. It feels like your relationships are being challenged here to move forward or not. And, this is a realization moment. This is, all right, we need to make important decisions about our relationship. And so you're getting a second chance to build something. Somebody may be asking for a second chance so that you guys can move forward in a relationship. But either way, you're moving in a new direction when it comes to the Judgment card this week. And the rest of I got the Two of Cups. There's that conversation. All right, your relationships just keep deepening. I feel like you're going to have a conversation this week about the problems that each of you are having. Some of you could be having, insecurity issues. Some of you could be having financial issues. Some of you might be talking about how you feel when somebody avoids you or when they're not being 100% open or when they push you away. You may have that kind of conversation this week, but it's going to help you upgrade in a relationship. Somebody really seeing you and hearing you. So the conversation seems to be big around judgment too. Like, this is what I feel and think every single time you do this, or this happens in our relationship. And I need you to understand, why I make the calls I do, or why I do the things or feel the way I do. So you're working a lot this week on the problems that you really want to resolve, right? The things that really are hurting or still feel kind of like they're lingering and you can't seem to move forward until you feel some sort of resolution. Now we're having the Ace of Wands. Like, this is going to lighten things up here. And you have the Three of Swords and we have the Page of Pentacles. So all in all, it feels like somebody really is going to hear you this week. This is going to be a memorable week. You know, it feels like you've been doing the work, you know, you've been working really hard to get where you want. And it doesn't, whether it's a new person or you're investing in somebody that you've already been talking to, right? It just feels like, you know, we got to build something here and we got to be on the same page. And I need to let you know some of my concerns. You know, the Ace of Wands is just saying, like, and the Two of Cups, it's like, I hear you. And I even feel like somebody may realize that they have disappointed you in the past. They're starting to understand you. And you're also starting to understand another person. So here we have the Page of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. And it's like, I hear you, but I also need you to hear me. Now, some of you could be dealing with a third party situation, which has made it kind of difficult. And a third party could be somebody has a family that they take care of, they have children, they have whatever, and it just seems like we're going to figure this out, right? We're going to make it work some way or another. And so let's see, for the full moon in Sagittarius, you look at this. This is like, it's too, whatever's too difficult for you, you are letting that go here. The full moon's going to be a big one for you. It's like learning to let people in. And it feels like a talk about being vulnerable and not being afraid to tell somebody what you really need, Capricorn. Because it's like you're being pushed into the Sagittarius full moon. It's like revealing where you feel the need to do everything yourself and take care of yourself, and you don't like to ask for support or help or share your needs with anybody else, because you maybe just feel like you can do it on your own. But this is where you are being asked to release that need to do everything on your own and allow somebody to be open to receive what somebody wants to bring to you. You don't have to earn love. It's, you know, this is what this feels like it's teaching you. You need to let somebody know where you need to feel supported. All right, Aries through Pisces. Let's see with each zodiac sign. You have Scorpio, you have fire energy showing up for you. You have Libra and Taurus, but it can be anybody. All right, Aries through Pisces. Aries, lots of desire here with you and an Aries, so the sparks could be flying this week. A possible date. You guys can't resist each other. There's, you know, physical touch. I've got my eye on you. Maybe flirting, phone calls with an Aries. Taurus, three's a crowd with a Taurus, so this could be where we're having a conversation about what I really need from this, and I need to feel secure and not to be afraid about asking for what you need and what you deserve. So there could be another situation that keeps interfering, or it has the right to interfere, but you can see that both of you really want to make it work. And I just feel like try not to get aggravated with the third party situation. There's another way around this situation, but we need to have the talk of how we can make it work. Gemini, I'm seeing a romantic gesture from a Gemini. All right, they're wanting to see you, wanting to get to know you, wanting to connect with you. Cancer, mesmerized by you. So your fifth house is really activated. So romance, attraction, all this good stuff is going to be showing up for you. And so you are really truly calling in this energy of a relationship, and this energy that I'm getting right now with that Mars and Taurus. It's like this is going to be grounded, slow moving, but somebody who's very much invested in putting the work in for the relationship. So you could have a new Cancer who's just can't get enough of looking at you and maybe approaching you this week. Leo, there could be some silence, maybe breaking the silence finally. But it's hard for them to admit they're wrong, hard for them to open up. And, you know, the more silent I think they are sometimes is the harder it is for them to admit they're wrong, more pride. Virgo, jealousy with Virgo, insecurities showing up and comparing. All right, so be mindful of that. There are some energies coming through with your people. It doesn't mean that it's the outcome, but I can see that jealousy could be getting in the way with your relationship with the Virgo. And that could be a third party situation. Libra, seems like you guys learning from each other. There's something about this connection where you guys teach each other. And this week, it could be a moment of evolution. Like we're finally able to get past something, get over something, move up, move on. Scorpio, whatever's going on with your Scorpio, it's happening within you, you know, like you're projecting. Right. So look closely because it's the lens you're looking through. So whatever you're projecting onto your Scorpio, whatever you're thinking, it's because your mind is framed in that. You are seeing that, you think that, so you're going to want to see it and see proof, and you're going to make it show up. And that's projection. All right. So if you really think they want you and know it, that's what you're going to see too. Sagittarius, incoming communication with Sagittarius. So there's your lucky day, the Sagittarius full moon maybe. They want to talk, they want to connect with you. Capricorn, I see you're going the distance, you're moving, all right? Things are going to start picking up, and you could even be going somewhere, traveling with another Capricorn, but I feel like you're in a good place and your life's about to turn, take a right, and go down a new path. Aquarius, trust your intuition. You know, maybe you did meet an Aquarius. Maybe you guys have a spiritual connection. There's a lot here that can be developing. So it could be a complex situation. It's hard to read into it, you know, so that's why it's saying you really got to trust your connection. Only you know it. Pisces, I'm seeing a new beginning happening. They may be entering your life. It could be a new Pisces. I love you guys. All right, Aquarius, May 24th to the 31st. Let's take a look at this week for you. What is the theme? And then I'll look at Aries through Pisces, see what to expect from each zodiac sign. You have the Magician card. So this is the undertow, and this is whatever you want, you're attracting in, whatever you're focused on. You know, just focus on what it is you really want. The more you do what you want and what you love this week, the more you're going to attract in people on the same vibe. And this is you, if you're single, you're giving off a great vibe. So again, a magnetic energy. The happier, this isn't fake positivity. Okay, let's get that clear. When I'm doing my readings, I don't like that. You know, but it is doing things that bring you joy, doing things that make you happy. And in those moments, you feel confident and comfortable. And that's where the magic happens. That's where people are seeing you at your best. This week, I do see the Page of Wands underneath that. So somebody in your daily life, work, whatever you're doing, you could be calling in some fun flirtatious energy. Somebody wanted to hang out and get to know you. I am seeing the Emperor underneath that, which tells me could be somebody who's a parent, somebody who you're bringing out the joy in them, the child in them, right? They want to connect with you, and they're usually in control of themselves, but it looks like this week they could be letting their guards down and communicating with you. You have Aries, very strong Aries energy, but it can be Sag or Leo as well too. So somebody very attracted to you. So let's see. Six of Swords is your energy this week. I think Sag had this too, very fiery energy. So it's like a course correction. Just go follow where the signs are taking you this week, Aquarius. You know, it looks like things pretty chill for you, things pretty content. You know, it's keeping things simple, right? And, you know, playful this week, and just, you know, go in places where you're called to. If somebody invites you somewhere, go try in new spots, new places, you know, getting out, maybe even on the water. It looks as though this week is about getting through any kind of confusion. If somebody has been unclear in their motives, it looks like you're finally understanding where something is going. And, you know, this is sort of this too shall pass energy. So no matter what's going on this week, don't get caught up in it, because it feels like it'll sort itself out. You know, things will sort itself out. So you've got a very good energy when it comes to just your everyday situations. It's like, I'm not gonna worry about everything. I'm just gonna let it pass. And you have the Three of Wands. You could be making plans to go somewhere with somebody this week. You know, things coming together. This is, you know, a trip, planning a future trip as well too, or somebody planning on traveling to see you. You know, let's get together. So a lot's happening this week when it comes to movement, progress, connections, and not feeling clueless, or not feeling kind of stuck in this energy of what's happening next. It feels like, you know, you kind of have a grip on things. Six of Pentacles is showing possibility of somebody being very generous coming your way, money coming your way, an offer, somebody putting in more consistent effort coming your way with this. You know, you're being supported this week. If you're thinking about money or how things are going to get, how things are going to happen, you have it's coming together. It'll figure itself out, even with the money. All right, so not worrying about that. It looks as though things are improving even when it comes to your money. Now I'm seeing respect and support this week too. That's going to be clear who does. And look, as I said, that the Two of Wands came up before when I was talking about not sitting there on the sidelines waiting for something, but I am seeing partnering up and connecting with somebody here, and maybe somebody paying the way, right? This could be being called to get out of your comfort zone. You are being asked to kind of step out and go beyond what your normal is, especially with the Six of Swords here. It's like cruise, go past the main road, you know, go see what's on the other side of town. You could be making plans with a second date with somebody. And I have the Seven of Pentacles. So you're having some sort of, you know, things are moving forward quickly here with the partnership or money or friends, and something is growing with you this week. But I am seeing a talk about plans for the future. Like, I'm planning on reaching out to you, or you're planning on reaching out to me. And, you know, this could be totally different from this Three of Wands situation. This could be something you're planning for later on down the line. But right now, it seems like you're getting together with somebody this week, and you're realizing that somebody here is invested in the situation and maybe wanting to make another plan for another date. You have the Knight of Pentacles, a lot around your routine and work too. And we have the full moon in Sagittarius. So for the weekend, what's going to come up for you? It feels like if you don't have a great routine, right? If your daily life doesn't make you feel fulfilled or expand, and you feel stuck, the Seven of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, this whole story here is saying it's going to come up for you. Something needs to change around work or health. And, you know, somebody may show up too. That's the energy here that may be shifting your schedule or your plans. And you may have to decide to confront something when it comes to your routine or your health, and, you know, getting things going. So I am saying the Moon card could be bringing up what's been holding you back, or what needs to be focused on when it comes to your everyday life. And if you're not doing enough that makes you feel good, you know, this is going to come up to the anxiety around that, and what changes you need to make in your life. So it kind of feels like a New Year resolution for you, right? I need to get out of my comfort zone. I know I'm comfortable the way I'm at. I could continue to keep doing what I'm doing, but I know that it's not making me happy, especially if it's holding you back in love, right? And you know that you need to do something. This could be the week where that's really coming up, and you're making plans to change your routine, change your habits, and change something that has to do with maybe even the way you make money. So with that being said, let's look at Aries through Pisces. Aries through Pisces. Aries, expect changes, all right? Continuous changes over the next couple months, actually, all right? It does look like, you know, we're growing, and, you know, some bumps in the road, some challenges, but if things have been stagnant, I do see change coming in with you and an Aries. Taurus, there could be some secrets coming up, or, you know, some letter coming in. They're finally telling you something that they've been holding back. So be aware of that. It could be a secret, a hidden truth. Gemini, I am seeing, you know, they're afraid to lose you. There could be some jealousy going on between you and a Gemini that's been triggering both of you or one of you. Cancer, missing you. They could be at a distance. They could reach out finally and let you know that, you know, they're still trying to, you know, get over things and they're having a hard time. Leo needs a little bit of space this week. Your Leo could get overwhelmed and feel like they just need to be alone for some time. Virgo, you got some hot and cold behavior this week too. So maybe some of that warming up. It doesn't mean that things are bad between the two of you, but, you know, maybe this is also a time to confront what's really going on here, because it does seem to go back and forth a lot. Libra, getting the truth and reconciling with the Libra, or finally making a decision to commit. Scorpio, new love, new Scorpio, or reconciliation with the Scorpio in your life. Sagittarius, things growing and they're falling in love, right? You got them. So it could be a process from now to summer with the Sagittarius. This could be your next real romance. Capricorn, moving on or saying goodbye. So they could be moving on from another situation, relocated near you, or they could be, you guys could be saying goodbye, see you later, I'm done. Aquarius, you got, you know, the karmic cycle, the wheel of fortune, learning lessons and finding closure and moving forward. It's time to go. All right, a lot of change happening for you in another Aquarius. And Pisces, I see change of perspective. So things are still kind of, you know, in limbo in a way, but you feel something changing, and a lot is going on behind the scenes. Even if they are a little bit silent, it's not rejection. There's something shifting with them. I love you guys. All right, Pisces, May 24th through the 31st. Let's take a look at the theme for the week, what's coming in, and then Aries through Pisces. All right, you have the Lovers card, so this is a good week to, you know, connect with somebody and somebody making an offer towards you. All right, you know, somebody feeling very drawn to you. You're attracting in love, a deeper kind of love. Six of Cups underneath that. All right, so a lot of love energy, a love story happening here right now. So this could be one of the best times right now for you in love. And we're seeing it here too. So you may even have a choice. There could be somebody trying to pop back into your life, and there's somebody here new trying to pop into your life. And so you may have to make a choice between what's healthy, what's not, or what should I do? And, you know, someone here feels something real with you, right? Somebody falling for you, somebody sees you. So let's see what comes through, you know, and it feels like, you know, communication with this energy, you know, wanting to talk to you, and it looks like somebody wanting to invest in the real deal. So I've been picking that up in today's readings for everybody. It feels like a lot of people want to take things seriously and wanting to build something more for the future. So you have Gemini energy with that Lovers card. So here you are, you know, right now, Five of Swords, you know, and this can be, you know, what's everybody's motive? What's going on? Why do I feel like I'm being misunderstood? Why is love not coming in? You know, why are people not being honest? Why do I feel like I'm always confused about, you know, the situation I'm in? You know, why is it that I feel like I can't trust, you know, when somebody's even saying something to me? I just feel like there's always something else, or or I just feel misunderstood when I'm always trying to connect with people. It's like, why do I feel like I'm being too much? Why do I feel like I'm having to explain myself over and over and over again? It just feels like a lost cause at times. And I see Two of Pentacles, so a lot shifting this week. So get ready, that ending something or beginning something. The Death card is showing up for you. So a message, or somebody finally says, what needs to be said that we already know. Finally letting something go that's been confusing you too long, and making a choice, because it does look like you may have opportunities this week with somebody who really wants to connect with you. And you already know what you know. So, and it could be just that you're afraid to move forward with somebody, because maybe you already feel like somebody's being inconsistent with you. Somebody, well, it looks like somebody here could be returning to speak their mind finally. Let me pull, I got a King of Swords, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy, and I have the Ace of Wands. So this full moon in Sag is going to bring complete clarity. You have two aces showing up. All right, so if you think love is not coming, there's somebody in your orbit, in your energy. And maybe you feel like love's been dead, or like the options you have, people have been inconsistent with you. I can see this week, though, that there is someone coming towards you fast. It could be Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, it could be a Scorpio energy. But I am seeing you make a decision to either let go of something, someone, a thought about a situation, and to just move forward and go for it. So again, you're being asked to kind of receive what's coming in and see where it takes you. It feels like somebody's got their eye on you. They're very much ready to speak their truth. And it feels like by the full moon, you'll know if you can trust this person or not. I don't think you're going to have a question about it with that Chariot there. It looks like somebody's pretty determined to get on the road and let's go, let's move, right? So this could be a turning point for you when it comes to love. And I am seeing newness here with somebody trying to, travel into your life, come into your life, move into your life. Maybe, this is somebody that you meet while you're traveling or moving or going somewhere this week. Something, though, the Death card always does talk about an ending of some sort this week. So it could also just be an ending of the confusion constantly about what somebody's intentions are. So let's see Aries through Pisces. You may have a choice between lovers this week. You may have a choice between whether or not you want to accept an offer from somebody. So let's see Aries through Pisces then. With that being said, you may even have a conversation this week about this needs to stop being inconsistent. It needs to be real. All right, Aries. Things changing with you and in Aries. It feels like they feel the calling with you. They feel it can work, right? You guys, there's a shift happening. Things are improving here with your Aries. And it seems like you're a part of the plan. Taurus, I'm seeing let it go, release, and don't look back. So you may be moving on, ending a relationship with a Taurus. Gemini, I'm seeing expect a lot of changes. All right. If it's going to work, it's going to work. They will make the change. And so just expect that things are going to grow or move forward. Cancer, look closely. All right. You may be projecting your fears onto a Cancer. Your insecurities, you may be thinking, and so you're thinking that's what they're thinking, so just whatever your biggest fear is, take a look at it, because you're projecting it onto your Cancer. Seems like they do look at you and they do see you. Leo is heartbroken, a lot of shock, emotional pain, grieving the situation still. So they still have a lot of processing to do when it comes to the situation. Virgo feels safer, kind of quiet in the silence, and, you know, just trying to test the waters though. So Virgo may be showing up for you, just still kind of timid when it comes to letting you see everything about them. Libra, you and Libra teaching each other the way of life, all right? It looks like you guys leveling up this week, learning some lesson even with a Libra. Scorpio, deepening your connection with the Scorpio, right? Talking about feelings this week, things evolving and feeling like you're understood, you know, feeling like they get you. Sagittarius is missing you, right? They don't like, they thought they could get over you, but they can't. Capricorn, I'm seeing some blocks and obstacles, but it's just temporary. All right. Doesn't mean that it's not going to work itself out. It just could be very challenging to start. Aquarius, I see good news coming in with Aquarius. So they're on your side, all right? They want to see growth. And Pisces, you have happily ever after. So this week, somebody taking the first step into a relationship that could change your home situation. Somebody building something with you or a relationship forming. I love you guys. Take care.